Fani Willis is a disgusting hoe, and you're paying for it. They're off having cruises, and then she's paying him to be a lawyer, and the money is coming from taxpayers to fund this whole investigation against Trump. This is a giant scandal, and Fani got her fanny caught in the bear trap. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are, and we're a little happier because hopefully this could get her thrown off the case because it shows impropriety. There's no way she's being a neutral force. In this case, it proves it. We're going to go to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution and read the article together.
Explosive allegations tonight from one of former President Donald Trump's co-defendants.
Here we go. Filing alleges improper relationship between Fulton DA, top Trump prosecutor. Fani Willis hires alleged romantic partner as special prosecutor, court motion says. By the way, it's not alleged. She's already admitted to him being someone romantically involved with her. There he is, Mr. Wade. District Attorney Fani Willis improperly hired an alleged romantic partner to prosecute Donald Trump and financially benefited from their relationship, according to a court motion filed Monday, which argued the criminal charges in the case were unconstitutional.
Pretty bold claims about Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis.
The bombshell public filing alleged that special prosecutor Nathan Wade, a private attorney, what special prosecutor isn't on the dole in Fulton County on this grift in Fulton County, Georgia? What a criminal organization. It's like the mafia.
Michael Roman and his attorney, Ashley Merchant, are claiming District Attorney Fani Willis had an inappropriate and romantic relationship with the top prosecutor in the case, Nathan Wade.
Paid for lavish vacations he took with Fani Willis using Fulton County funds his law firm received. County records show that Wade, who has played a prominent role in the election interference case, has been paid nearly $654,000 in legal fees since January of 2022. The DA authorizes, so DA Fani Willis authorizes his compensation. Now, I don't want to talk about this relationship. He said, she said, it's disgusting. I don't need to know about that. The one thing that we all know right now is that this is not on the up and up. By the way, she covered this relationship up and she covered up all of the money that went to Wade. She didn't itemize it as her trips to Florida and her trips to Napa Valley wine country with him, but she just laundered the money to him. So this is crooked, guys, against Trump. You're paying for it. The motion filed on behalf of defendant Michael Roman, I'm going to drop a picture of him in real quick so you can see that he's one of the co-defendants with Trump that they tried to get to flip and play out. But this is Michael Roman. This is a whole separate filing from him. A former Trump campaign official seeks to have charges against Roman dismissed and for Willis, Wade, and the entire DA's office to be disqualified from further prosecution of the case.
Michael Roman and his attorneys are accusing the Fulton County DA Fani Willis and Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade of having an inappropriate and romantic relationship, and that the two benefited from it.
Pallavi Bailey, a Willis spokeswoman, said the DA's office will respond to Roman's allegation through appropriate court filings. Wade did not immediately respond to a request for comment because she has no answer. This is the kind of thing, if someone comes to me and says, hey, you had an affair and you paid all this money and you're a criminal, I wouldn't need to go and file an answer. I'd go like, hey, this person's a fraud. I'm going to be countersuing you. This is a lie. This is disgusting. She didn't say that. The document offers no concrete proof of the romantic ties between Willis and Wade. Now, this is journalism's coming in and lying in defense of Fani Willis. But it says, quote, sources close to both the special prosecutor and the district attorney have confirmed they had an ongoing personal relationship. It is unclear if the explosive issues raised in the filing undermine the validity of the indictment against Trump and the remaining 14 co-defendants, or simply mutter the waters by questioning Willis's professional ethics. Now, this is an actual muddying of waters by the people who wrote this article. Nothing in it suggests this, but she's muddying the waters to defend Fani Willis. I think it is clear that this isn't just a muddying of the waters, but undermine the validity of the indictment against Trump. You know, she could have done this whole thing against Trump just to pay her guys some money. That's how compromised she is. And she's supposed to be neutral. One ethics expert said that the allegations, if true, raise serious questions. Stephen Gillers, a professional emeritus at New York University Law School, who has written extensively about legal and judicial ethics, said, so this is an actual expert, said a closer look at Willis's decision-making is needed before it can be determined whether the indictment should be dismissed. If the allegations are true, Geller said, and they are, Willis was conflicted in the investigation and prosecution of this case and wasn't able to bring the sort of independent professional judgment her position required. See, she's supposed to be independent and professional. Does this sound professional to you? Does it sound independent to you? That she's being independent when she's banging one of the prosecutors? That does not mean that her decisions were in fact improperly motivated, Giller said in the email. I believe he's wrong on that. It does mean that the public and the state, as her client, could not have the confidence in the independent judgment that her position required her to exercise. Yeah, why would you have confidence in her independence in the first place, in her judgment that it was neutral and fair, given her statements against Trump? The filing alleges that Willis and Wade have been involved in a romantic relationship, gross, that began before Wade was appointed to the special prosecutor. So see, she could have trumped up this entire charge against Trump to pay her boyfriend because they were already going.
The suit claims Willis and Wade took lavish vacations together and that he used part of his salary from the DA's office to travel with Willis. Roman's attorney claims they discovered that the two went on trips together, quote, outside of court filings.
It says they traveled together to Napa Valley, that's wine country. How romantic. And Florida, full of giant bugs that will eat you. Not romantic. And they cruised the Caribbean together, using tickets Wade purchased from Norwegian and Royal Caribbean cruise lines, 2 cruise lines. All the filing did not include documentation of those purchases. So he's getting money. They're taking trips together. He's writing it off. This is typical bribery quid pro quo. The motion said the checks went to Wade from Fulton County. That's you people paying him, paying her hoe. And his subsequent purchase of vacations for Willis could amount to honest services fraud. Oh, you think? A federal crime in which a vendor gives kickbacks to an employer. It is also possible this could be prosecuted under the federal racketeering statute, the motion said. Now, here's the irony, my friends. This shows that Fani Willis is guilty of racketeering. She and Wade, they need to call up RICO charges against them. Let's get 18 defendants dragged into court, convict them all of racketeering, and make them plea against Fani Willis. We'll make Wade, her boyfriend, even plead. We'll go, look, you're going to spend some time in prison. This is a felony. You're going away to this Fulton County dump of a prison. Or you can plea against her, just to show her what it feels like. Merchant wrote that the motion is not filed lightly, nor is it being filed without considerable forethought, research, or investigation. But the issue had to be raised and must be heard because the issues strike at the heart of fairness in our system and, if left unaddressed and unchecked, threaten to taint the entire prosecution of the case, invite error, and completely undermine public confidence in any outcome in the proceeding. Willis and Wade, the motion contends, have been engaged in an improper, clandestine personal relationship during the pendency of the case, which has resulted in the special prosecutor and in turn the district attorney profiting significantly from this prosecution at the expense of the taxpayers. Here's that Roman guy. A problem with Wade's appointment is that it was not approved by the Fulton Board of Commissions as required by law. So we already have Fani Willis sneaking in Wade behind the scenes, same way that Jack Smith was appointed illegally. The motion said. The motion also questions Wade's credentials, contending he has never prosecuted a felony case. So he's also just some guy fresh and clean, no experience, and he happens to land one of the biggest cases in Fulton County's history because of his girlfriend.
They claim Willis also failed to get county approval to appoint Wade as special prosecutor in the case. Roman's attorneys are now asking the court to disqualify both of them from prosecuting the RICO case and to drop all of Roman's charges.
Wade entered into his special prosecutor contract in November 2021, just one day before he filed for divorce in Cobb County. The motion said Willis is divorced. Wade's divorce is pending because he's got his new girl paying him on the side. Roman's filing also resurfaces an accusation previously made against Wade that his 2 oaths of office were not filed in court prior to his work on the case, so he misrepresented himself as a duly authorized special prosecutor. That's fraud also.
As of now, Michael Roman is still facing a lengthy list of conspiracy charges in connection to the alleged fake elector plot, as well as the violation of the Georgia RICO Act.
Okay, so does this finally get Fani Willis? Is she finally fired from this case? Her and her boyfriend, the honeypot, the money bags, the criminal racketeering of Georgia. Does she get nailed on RICO charges? Do you support it? Let me know in the comments below. Do we let her off easy? Does a dog ever learn to stop peeing on the carpet unless you throw his own nose in it? Her nose has to get pushed into this one hard. I say file racketeering charges on her. Let's get her, and fire her from this case. I say we fire her from this case and nail her for racketeering charges. She feels 1/1000th what Trump and these 18 co-defendants feel by her draconian, corrupt, amateurish. This is so Fulton County, Georgia. This is so corrupt. This is your reputation now. Whoredom. I'm Doug in Exile.